Does the Druchii Anointed use CRISCO for Ties of Torment? Remember a certain former US senator who was known for using oil for anointments, which I'm not throwing shade at, and was known for using CRISCO oil for it, which I will dispatch a whole Shades Doom stack over. Well, this one is probably using something to make that head very shiny. More to the point, I wanted to push through this because no doubt it'll affect the Devotees units, and I want to add more value to my videos. Yes, even more. And this will cover busts for them. Isn't that nice? Recruited for 850 gold and 200 upkeep, on Ultra, she sneaks in with 3,834 health. Armor is 80, physical resistance 5% like mortal Slaanesh infantry. Missile resistance, the standard 15%, leadership 75 is fine. Speed 45 and charge speed 45 are another instance of unusual charge speed I've noticed with this content. Melee attack begins at a very solid 60, attack interval 4 seconds, splash target size medium, so Knights of the Realm on down, yet max targets damaged of only 3. Let's see where this goes. Melee defense of 42 is on the low side of okay. Weapon strength 350 is with base 125 and armor piercing 225, so at least it's not a tiny level. But there is a bonus versus infantry of a whopping 30. That is ridiculous. So that's melee attack 90 and weapon strength 380, heavily armor bypassing against infantry opponents at rank 1. Charge bonus is 20 and mass is 1000. There is no ranged weapon. We do get hide and force, immunity to psychology, causes fear, and strider. She has a unique offshoot of Murderous Mastery, triggered once she gets 40 kills, giving 120 seconds of leadership plus 8, melee attack plus 15%, and charge bonus plus 15%. In multiplayer, this is 1 proc per battle. On a Cold One mount, upkeep is 275, health is 4,276 default, armor 110, it says physical resistance 20% in this form. Speed 68, charge speed 100, charge bonus 40. Mass 1500. The other stats, including weapon strength and splash targets, were not changed. On a demonic steed, which is new, upkeep 350, health 4900. Physical resistance 20% again. Here we have speed 100, charge speed 130. Melee attack remains 60, medium splash size, but max targets damaged is upgraded to 5. Melee defense 55 is a dramatic uplift. Weapon strength remains unchanged, including the bonus versus infantry. Charge bonus 50, mass 1600. And in this form my eyes have successfully made out Devastating Flanker, which was not present before for on foot or on the Cold One. This doubles charge bonus from the flank or rear. Strider and all that never changed. As an embedded hero, the Anointed is a replenish troops hero, which I recall the faction badly needed. Spread Corruption is the map passive. The agent actions are damage walls, wound, and hinder replenishment, niche uses, and specialist reduces the cost of these agent actions. At rank 7, Supple and Spry provides 10% more missile resistance. Apparently for free we get Hate's Corn and Elven Grudge. Former for plus 10 melee attack and plus 15% weapon strength when fighting Khorne factions, and missile resistance 10% and melee attack plus 14 when fighting elves. In the main combat line, 1 pip of Dance of Death gives us plus 4 melee attack and melee defense, which is not bad, but attack stacking will mostly matter against large targets. 3 pips of Devastating Charge gives plus 30 flat charge bonus. Thick-Skinned plus 15 armor at 3, Hard to Hit plus 12 melee defense at 3, Deadly Blade plus melee attack at 3, Foe Seeker is our standard active speed buff and fatigue eraser. Wound Maker gives plus 20% weapon strength at 3, Scarred Veteran plus 15% health at 3, Indomitable plus 12 leadership at 3, Blade Shield plus 12 for more melee defense at 3, which is a weakness, and Deadly Onslaught as the capstone active ability for plus 25% weapon strength and plus 60% charge bonus compatible with Devastating Flanker, and all that. That was shockingly ordinary. What it's not is the fact the character begins a spell line of limited extent. At rank 8, Dark Knowledge grants the Anointed magical attack for her melee, Slaanesh Corruption plus 2 per turn, and Wind's Reserve plus 10 for her own army. She can begin to select in order Lash of Slaanesh or Chillwind, Hysterical Frenzy or Word of Pain, Slicing Shards or Soul Stealer, and moreover, These act as bound spells, one cast each from what I saw. The Capstone, Legacy of Pleasure, grants hero action cost -20%, success chance plus 10%, and adds 1 to the bound spell uses each. At rank 12 and 16, you can choose between one of 3 mutually exclusive pips. For the former, Devoted Murderers grants her -35% fatigue buildup and grants Frenzy to Devotees of Slaanesh and Murderous Euphoria, which at first gives plus 15% weapon strength for 25 seconds, then adds leadership plus 8 to that for 25 more seconds along with the weakened contact effect, 30 seconds of -25% weapon strength for the other party. Again, that's for Devotees of Slaanesh. And also, the melee version has that Euphoria already, it looks like, but the crossbows don't. So this will add that to them where it was missing. The Umbral Pall gives the Anointed Stalk, gives her army ambush defense chance plus 10%, and gives evasion to her entire army for plus 10% speed and plus 5 melee defense. Won't double up for spellcasters, I imagine. Banished One gives the Anointed plus 15% ward save and puts Frenzy on her only. The first rank 16 option, Obsessive Surge, grants missile block chance plus 25%. This may be from the frontal arc only because nothing says 360 degree, and lately texts that give it do say it. And on T'Challa it also says that, where it's relevant. Also, speed plus 15%, and Wayfarer for triple acceleration, deceleration, and I think turn speed. The Knowing Darkness gives the Anointed's Lord plus 10% experience gain, and provides the Guardian passive to the Anointed like good old Dark Elf Masters, so plus 15% physical resistance to friendly characters, Lord or Hero, on top of whatever they had. Magical attack will breach this. Finally, a Darkness of One's Own turns her into a super agent with plus 8% hero success chance generally, plus 25% campaign movement speed when not embedded in an army, and plus 15% to wound action success specifically, which is going to double up with the former boost. So how do we use the Druchii Anointed? Aside from fueling cooking oil jokes, well, in all forms this is a vicious assassin against foot characters of smaller size, and a reliable hitter of infantry units, so she is a one-stop cure for N'Kari not being able to attack goblins at his feet. That kidding not kidding use aside, this is a source of supersizing your Devotees gameplay, bound spells not detracting from your wind supply are hugely beneficial, though they trigger no passives, and one of them being a slow wind-up bombardment spell makes things rather interesting. Bottom line, the hero never goes below 80 armor, gets fast mounts, and can zip around and make a real nuisance of herself, and is a sponge for all kinds of items. And Hysterical Frenzy for no wins would make her overcome Tyrion's dueling for a time. It's interesting, and while there are clear limitations from lack of being a big hulking bruiser, she is a casualty replenishment hero, so anything she provides, at all, beyond that, is wonderful. Take care, and have fun being the blade at the enemy's throat.